So tonight we are going to be talking about how to get your first real estate deal done without credit, banks, or big money. Now, I know there are a lot of you that are on this call that are probably thinking to yourself, I know what he's going to talk about. He's going to talk about creative financing and all this kind of stuff. I'm going to promise you by the end of this call, you will be shocked. Okay. And you'll be shocked beyond your belief because I'm going to show you some things that you probably have not tried before, and they work like a charm, and they allow us to do some really fun stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. How to get your first real estate deal done without credit, banks, or big money. Get your first deal funded fast, even if you are starting from zero. So just let me know in the chat how many of you all feel that money or lack thereof is stopping you from starting with real estate and getting going. Is that something that's holding you back? The financing. Okay, so it's a few of you, so it's holding you back. I am here to tell you that is not the case. The case is not the money. And I'm going to show you tonight, and pay attention because this is going to be great content for you guys that are saying financing is holding you back. I don't care where you are. So let's go ahead and get into it. Are you worried about financing? Do you lack the credit to finance? Do you lack the credit to finance real estate deals with traditional financing? You just feel like you don't have the way to finance through traditional financing. Or maybe you're strapped for cash and don't have money for down payments. And so you feel that is a major issue for you because you don't have the money to put together a down payment. Or do you feel you can't get started because you don't see how you can buy? You don't see a path to being able to buy property and it's holding you from starting? Do you have ambition but feel that money is stopping you from success? These are the strongest ones. If you have ambition, you feel like, look, I can do this. I just need a start. You are going to benefit from this the most. You will not worry about financing again after watching this training. And this is a promise that once we get into this training, financing will not be your issue. Now, you might have something else like strategy, but I'm going to help you with that as well. Okay, so let's pay attention. And if you have questions, ask them in the chat. I'll be sure to answer your questions at the end of the call. So if you got specific questions, because some of this you're going to have questions more than likely. Okay. So let's talk about who this training is for. Who can benefit from this? If you have never done a real estate deal and don't know where to start, you're just lost deer in headlights when it comes to real estate and you don't know where to start. This is for you. If you are a tired landlord or a rehabber and want a new, faster, more profitable process, this is going to benefit you. This is going to be some really good stuff. If you don't know if real estate is right for you, but you know you need money. You need money and you're like, I've got to do something. This is right for you, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning. You're going to have to focus up. I get it. You want to do something. You just have to pick what it is you're going to do. Real estate is a great way. I started with $1,500 and was able to do incredible things. And I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing. This training will show you what is possible even with no money or credit. So that is not going to be a holdup for you. Okay. So, how to get your first real estate deal done without credit, without banks, or big money. So, if you don't have any of these, tonight we will discuss how to get that first deal done. And that first deal is significant because if you do it with the right strategy, you should make enough money that allows you to fund your business, if that makes sense. Doing one deal, making 5 or 6 figures on that one deal will make you enough money that you can fund the rest of your business. And that's a huge benefit to a lot of people. Okay. We're going to talk about how to finance that deal if you don't have the money or credit. Even if you don't have money or credit and that's something that's stopping you, we're going to talk about what to do to get around those and how that's not going to be a big issue. How to overcome the fear of not knowing what to say or do when you're talking with people and trying to get your business out there. We're going to touch on that and why everyone on this call has the tools to finance your first deal. And I'm going to prove it to you with a couple of examples. So let's get into it. How you can use the QuickTurn strategy to make 5 or 6 figure paydays on your first deal. Now, I don't know how many of you all have done a deal, but how many of you all on your first deal or any deal have done mid to high 5 figure or 6 figure deals? Okay, we commonly do 5 figure deals. We do some 6 figure deals on a single deal as well. So we're going to show you how to get those done on one deal. So it doesn't take all of that to do 16 deals and all that kind of stuff. So who are we and why are we able to do this? Let's talk about that really briefly. My name is Art, and along with my wife Aisha, we have been investing in real estate for 27 years, it's going on 28 years now, and have done hundreds of real estate deals. And we still do real estate deals to this day. So we do deals all the time. How can we help you? That's the more important part. We have built life-changing money. I mean, we have built life-changing wealth through real estate over the years. And we're here to share our proven process that we use every day to this day. We still use it right now, and we're going to help you kickstart or scale your real estate journey. So we're going to show you how to scale your business as well. We created a powerful strategy for quickly buying and selling properties that outperforms other approaches. With our method, you earn more, work less, enjoy consistent results, and build a lasting legacy business. Now, you might have been on some other, I don't know, training or something like that, and they're talking about all kinds of different stuff: land, wholesaling, doing rentals, doing Airbnbs, all that kind of stuff. Here's what I want to tell you. I'm not saying any of that stuff does not work. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I have a process that has allowed us to make on a consistent basis for the last 8 or 9 years. Aisha and I have consistently made anywhere between high six figures and high and low seven figures from our business. We have made some. First year we did this, I'll talk about what we did the first year, but this business has consistently allowed us to make high six figures, low seven figures on our business every year. Now, the other thing with this is that we've been able to, because we make that kind of money, we're able to hire people to help us and build a staff, which is something a lot of people don't get to that level because they're too busy focused on these smaller deals. So we're going to talk about that. All right, this is our most valuable training. So watch this full video and pay attention to everything we're going to go over. Okay. So first question, can you do this? Let's talk about that. Our current students have, let's see, our current students have already bought and sold or are actively negotiating deals totaling about $3.8 million in real estate and are generating approximately 2.4 million in profit over the last 6 months. This is what has been going on over the last 6 months with our students. Okay. Many of our students are buying multiple properties and selling multiple properties at any given time. Like Lisa. Lisa, we've talked about before. She's never purchased investment property before. She has gone into several trainings. And I'll get somebody asked how much to join. I'm going to get into that in 1 second. And it's not what you think. So I'll get into that in 1 second. Lisa, who has never purchased investment property before and secured her first deal for a $75,000 profit. She is now working on multiple deals. Lisa did a great job and knocked it out the park on her first deal. And she was very skeptical when she started, but she stuck with us and she's doing a great deal. Kyra purchased her first investment property and she knew nothing. She was a hairdresser. She said she was nervous about doing real estate. She decided to take a chance. Her husband did not want her to do it. She did a $45,000 profit on her first deal, and now her husband. No, this is not wholesaling. So we'll talk about that in a second. It's called QuickTurn, and I'll just explain what that is in just a second. Kyra purchased her first property, did a $45,000 profit, and she is now on her way, and her husband is by her side now. Yolanda is a realtor, never purchased a property for herself. And after working with us, she secured a deal on 3 properties and made $134,000 profit in her first deal in the first 4 months of working with us. Now, I'm going to, just in case you guys want to see it, and it's not mandatory, I am going to put in the chat a link to Yolanda's story just so you can check out Yolanda's story. She had a great story about how she did this whole thing. And when she was able to do it, she ended up doing the deal, making $134,000. And she, blew her mind. She was crying on the phone. Her son was following her. It was a great story. So I just put a link in the chat if you want to check it out later after you watch this training. Okay, let's get your first deal done. Let's talk about that because I know you've been waiting patiently. What ways can we finance our first deal with no cash or credit? So let's talk about that. We are going to discuss 3 strategies for financing your first deal. These are not the only strategies, but these work extremely well on how to finance deals. And I'm going to show you how to do these in detail. So let's go into it, okay? None of them are traditional and none of them require your money or credit, okay? And that's just the best thing I can tell you. So first, we will discuss how to get a money partner. So that's something a lot of you have heard on, taking on a partner, doing a JV deal. I'm going to show you a little bit differently. You're going to control the deal with share of the profit with this. So I'm going to explain that in a second. Next, we're going to talk about we will use the largest bank in America that no one talks about. This bank does not require credit. This bank does not require your money or down payment. And it is the biggest bank in America that most people never use, and people should be accessing it. And I'm going to show you how to access this bank. Third, I will explain how to get a banker's list. Now, I know some of you all, how many of you all on this call have looked at wholesaling and heard about a buyer's list? And they say, oh, get a buyer's list. They can buy your properties. I don't believe in buyer's list. I think, why would I limit who can buy my property? I want everybody under the sun to buy my property. I don't want to limit to 20 people I know. I want everybody that can buy it. Why you got to have it. Okay. A banker's list will change your life, and it does not matter about your credit. This is the list that you want to get. I'm going to show you how to build this list and where you can get all of the people to fill it. Okay. Next, but first, let's discuss what you will need to find success with financing. Let's talk about what you actually need to be successful with financing. These are the three things you must have to make any of these financing strategies work. So I know you want to get to the financing. Before we get to that, I want to talk about the three things that you must have to make any of these strategies work. Okay. What you need to make financing work without a bank. Let's talk about it. First, you don't finance a property. You finance a deal. So you need a good deal. Okay. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. A good deal will make financing much easier. Okay. That is a key part. Second, well, let me get to the first. Let me go back a step. The good deal, a lot of times people say, well, I think I got a good deal because it's a nice area. It has nothing to do with the house. The house, the condition of the house, none of that matters. What matters is the numbers. And the numbers that matter are what it's worth right now and what you can buy it for. I don't want to hear after repaired value. I don't want to hear how much it costs to rehab it. We're not doing any of that. We buy houses without fixing them up, without dealing with tenants, without dealing with any of that stuff. And we turn around and sell them quickly and turn a nice profit, a very nice profit. And the way we do this, it has worked well for us. We have done our first year, we did $870,000 in profit doing this exact strategy. It is not complicated, but you must follow it. So that's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Second, you will need an easy to understand strategy. Now, like I said, our strategy is buying a property. Most of our properties are not dilapidated or falling apart. Most of them are in very good condition, and we buy them, we get them at a discount. Your business, hear me and hear me as clearly as I can say this. Business is comprised of four things: finding the deals, negotiating the deals, financing the deals, which we're going to talk about tonight, and exiting the deal. That is it. I didn't say anything about rehab. I didn't say anything about dealing with tenants. I didn't say anything about doing a buyer's list or any of that stuff. Finding deals, negotiating those deals, financing those deals, and exiting deals. If you get those four skill sets and only those, you can make seven figures in this business with no problem. Okay. And you can turn your financial life around very quickly. So second, you need an easy to understand strategy. It has to be easy so you understand it. Why? Because so whoever this is that is Zoom, you've been trying to get me to do this for years now. I'm telling you, this is the strategy and it works. Second, you will need this strategy because when you're talking to people, you need to be able to explain it. If the strategy is too complicated for you to explain, then you probably should not be doing it. Everything I just told you is very simple. It's like basketball. If you were to explain basketball to somebody, it's very simple to explain it. But at the same time, it doesn't mean it's easy to play, but you have to be on purpose. Okay. You have to be on purpose. Third, you need to set terms that you are willing to give. What do I mean by terms? Oh, hey, Ramona, I'm glad you said who you are. You need to set terms that you are willing to give. What does it mean, terms that you're willing to give? You are going to decide how much you're going to pay your partner, how much you're going to pay that bank, the biggest bank in America, or how much you're going to pay with your lenders list, your terms. And why would you be able to set terms? I know that goes completely. You all are used to the bank telling you this is how much the interest rate is going to be. You're going to set those terms. And I'm going to show you a little bit about that and show you how you can get more detail in a second. These are the prerequisites to financing your deals. Does it sound like these are things that are too hard for you? Finding a good deal, knowing the strategy and understanding it, and then setting terms that you want to pay to do the deal. Those are the prerequisites to finding a deal. Okay. These steps aren't hard, but they will make your process easier and more likely to succeed. And I'm going to explain or fix up. I'm not saying you can't do that stuff. I'm saying you don't need that stuff to make a really nice profit. Okay. You do not need that stuff to make a really nice profit. So, strategy one, let's get into it. Get a money partner. What does that look like and how do we do it? A money partner is someone who wants to make a profit and has cash, but no time or expertise. Okay. So somebody that wants to make a profit, they want to do it, but they don't know exactly how to do it, or maybe they don't have the time. So that's usually what they are. Your money partner may have cash and credit or just credit. They don't have to have cash. And I'm going to break this down for you in just a second. Okay. You may know a money partner now, or you may need to go out and find one. Either way, it's not a big deal. Okay. So if you know somebody that has money and credit, you don't want to approach, there's a way to approach them. Don't just walk up to people you know and say, hey, let's do a deal together. There's a way to approach them, but you need to either go out and find someone, or you need to get, or you may know them already. Now, the other thing to know about this is you don't need a bunch of them. You do not need a bunch of money partners because it's going to piss them off. Excuse my language. It's going to upset them because they're going to want, if when you convince them, and I'm going to show you how to get them to do a deal with you, they're going to want to do the deal. And if you say, oh, I gave it to so and so or gave it to somebody else, they're going to pull back. So you only need one or two money partners to get started. Okay. Having more than one is going to be a problem, or having more than one or two is going to be a problem. You must show your money partner the strategy, the deal, and the terms to get them excited. Here's where most people mess up. If you go to a money partner saying, hey, I'm getting into real estate and I want to do a deal, you want to partner with me? They're going to be like, you haven't told me anything. You haven't shown me anything. There's nothing here for me to put a deal together with because you're just telling me what you want to do. That is not how you approach them. The way to approach them is, which one sounds better to you? Hey, let's do a deal together. I'm going to find some real estate and we'll do a deal together. Compared to someone saying, hey, I've got this deal. This deal is going to make about $60,000. I'm willing to split the profits with you. We're going to need the money for 6 months, and then we're going to do this deal. Here's the address, and we're going to do this deal. I'm looking for a partner. I need an answer, let's say in the next, day or two. So is that something you're interested in? Being specific like that is what's going to get you a money partner. Not being vague and all over the place and it sounds like you're doing something and you're not sure. You got to have the terms. Notice I told them how long we're going to need the money. Notice I told them the strategy that we're going to be doing. I'm going to tell them about the deal. That's what's needed because it shows that you're serious. It shows that you are, on top of this, and this isn't just something you're kind of coming up with off the top of your head. That's the first thing that it takes, okay? Be honest with your money partner. Tell them you are new, but using a proven process. Okay. There is no point in lying to this person. There's no point in trying to prove you're big and tough and strong if you cannot actually produce what you're saying. Be honest with them. If you're new, tell them, hey, I'm new, but I got a proven process. I know that it will share this with you. Here is a link for you to use in the chat. You don't have to use this, but this link will give you access to our lender guide. What is our lender guide? We have lenders that will finance your deal 100% with no down payment if you can show money. Now, why would this be beneficial to you? The reason this would be beneficial to you is because you can literally find a money partner and you can say, hey, money partner, here's my deal. And I've got a lender already set up. When we do the deal, let's say the lender wants to see you with $30,000 in the bank. Your money partner would just show that they have the $30,000 and they'll finance the whole deal. They don't have to take their money out of their bank. They don't have to risk their money. They just have to show it. How easy would that be for your money partner? Think about the risk for that. They literally don't have to take their money out of their bank account. They just have to show that they have it. So if they got it in a 401k, if they've got it in a retirement account, if they get the financing in place for you and them, and then you can do the deal. Would that help you? Now, that's not you coming up with cash, but that's an easy way for you to finance a deal 100%. And it's low risk for you, low risk for your partner, and it's an easy deal. Now, I put the link to that in the chat. I'll put it in the rest of the stuff if you want it. You don't have to do that, but that is an excellent strategy and it works like a charm. Best thing about money partners, do them right and they will come back for more. Have you ever think about it? If I were to say, hey, let's do this deal together, and you were to make $35,000 in 2 months with this deal, what would you say to me? When would you say that this was great? Let's do this again. Do you have another deal? They're going to come back to you, and that is going to a nice size profit. That's going to give you some help. Does that make sense to you guys? Does that make sense to you? If you do them right and make them some money, I'm not even talking about what you made. I'm talking about you making them some money. They will run back to you. And you know what they're going to do? You know what they're going to do? They're going to tell all their friends. They're going to tell all their friends, and they're going to, because he's helping me make money. I made X amount of, they are going to be your biggest cheerleader. And here's the thing about being a cheerleader. If I were to tell you, hey, I'm going to help you make a bunch of money, that's great. But if someone else comes to you and tells you how I'm going to make you a bunch of money, what does that mean? That means instant credibility for you, because they're going to see that and they're going to say, oh, John told me that Art can help me make a, it's not benefiting from Art telling me about how Art made them money. I know that's a little bit, I don't want to say too much, but that's the strategy with this. Okay. So one, we just got to one, and I'll help you make $100,000 literally with no money. You can do this literally with no money. You just have to learn the strategy, have a strategy, and approach them with it, and approach them with the deal the right way. Okay. The largest bank in America. Now, just in the chat, does anybody have an idea what the largest bank in America is? Because I want to talk about that. Where and what is the largest bank in America? It's the largest bank. It's where so much money is in this bank. It's like trillions, and people don't access it. Okay. The largest bank is the seller and their equity in the house. Somebody said Fed. Reineck said the Fed. The Fed is not the largest. There are trillions of dollars in actual money in people's houses easily. Sellers can't use their equity, so you can get them to loan it to you to buy their house. Now, how does that sound as a deal? Because the first thing you're thinking is, I would love to do that. Why would a seller do that with it? I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. You can do this not by going to them saying, hey, you want to do seller financing? Because if you say, hey, do you want to do seller financing? They're going to say, no. Here's how you do it. Ask them a simple question. What are you going to do with the money? When we close, when you get the money, what are you going to do with the money? If their answer is, oh, I'm going to put it in the savings account or save it. Or if their answer is, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to put it in the bank, or something that they don't have a use for the money. That opens up seller financing. That opens up for you to go back to them and say later on, you don't have to say it right then, later on, hey, I was going to pay X amount for the house, but if you finance it for a little bit of time, I'll pay a little bit more and you'll get that extra money because you waited on your money a little bit. This works. So many people, think about it. Think about, put yourself in the seat of the seller. I've got a house. I've been sitting on it for 2 years. I want to sell it. And you come up and you say, hey, I'll pay a price that I'm willing to deal with. But you say you can pay me a little bit more if I wait to get my money. If I wait to get it, then you'll pay me a little bit more. That makes so much sense for them. And what did I say? The terms, lay out what you're doing, the strategy, explain that so you understand, they understand how long you're going to have their money, how are they protected. You lay that out for them. It sounded like a robot. Okay, it might be the internet. Does it sound better now? It might go in and out. Does it sound okay now? Somebody said my mic sounds like a robot. Does it sound okay? We'll see if it comes back. Okay, it might go in and out. So you can do this by asking the simple, what are you going to do with the money? That is going to make you a lot of money. Okay. And that's how you get into getting them to, open up to owner financing. You got to ease them into it. You got to ease them into it. You can't just ask. Lay out the terms that allow them to get a higher price if they wait on their money. Fit to them. Okay. If it makes a benefit to them, then it makes sense. They'll say, oh, and they'll go with it. Not everybody will do it, but a lot of them will, and it will help you finance your first deal. This doesn't cost you anything. Know that every seller will not every seller should have said not every seller will agree to this, but many will, and this will allow you to buy with no cash. Okay. It's going in and out again. So this will allow you to buy with no cash. Okay. If you know how to ask this is going to make it easy. Okay. Since you set the terms, you can do this without having to make payments on the money. So not only do you not have to come up with the down payment, you don't even have to make payments if you set this up correctly. Okay. Does that make sense? So seller financing is an untapped gold mine. That is one of the ways that you can. This is probably the biggest one. Build a banker's list. I want you to build a bank to you for a deal. Okay. Okay. This is easy. I just told you when you use a money partner, what happens after you, Frank, when you say wait on the money, explain that, please. So that means that, let's say when we close, we're going to close, I don't know, June 1st, for example. Instead of me giving you the cash June 1st, I just need you to wait a little bit. Wait 6 months. Okay. Wait 6 months to get your money. If you wait 6 months to get your money, I can pay you a little bit more. No down payment. It's not tacked on at the end. You set the terms. You control this deal and how it's going to be set up. When you do owner financing, why not ask the seller to do it again? Just say, hey, like, you pay them off. It's done. You know, how can you want to do this again? Sellers are going to say, yeah, you paid me more money than I expected. Yes, I'll do this again. That's going to help you get a seller. Okay. Once people see you make them money, they will keep giving you money. I rarely pay someone off and they tell me, thanks, have a nice day, goodbye. In fact, I don't think I've ever had them say that. Most of them say, can we do this again? This wasn't bad. Can we do it again? And if they don't, I'm going to ask them, but most of them will say it anyway. Not only that, like I said before, they will tell friends and family too. And when they do that, they're going to come to you and ask. After a few deals, you can have a list of people really beg for you to take their money. In fact, what's going to happen is money won't be your problem. You will struggle to find deals. You need to have the consistent system to find deals because they're going to be throwing money at you. Now you have to be smart. So, all of those trainings you've seen or stuff you've seen online, and they say how set up commercial credit and a line of credit and this, that, and the other. You can do all these deals. Imagine if you didn't have to take their money. No credit is looked at, no down payment is required. You control the interest rate, you control the terms, how long, you don't have any payment. Could you do deals that way? Could you do deals that way? Is that too tough for you? Is that something that's out of your wheelhouse of what makes sense? No, it's not. This is a very real thing. Best of all, you will get to set the terms and make the bulk of the money. They don't have to get the lion's share of the money. You agreeing to it. And I'm gonna show you this. I'll give you a quick example. This strategy can be developed in less than a year and fund every single one of your deals. You can use this. You can start off with one, and then it can do every single one of your deals. Okay. Want detailed steps on how to build this list. If you like detailed steps, because this call was supposed to be 30 minutes. We're going over. We're going to talk about that. If you want detailed steps, here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to give you a link to our lender guide for 100% financing. Okay. This is our lender guide. Get our lender guide to see 100% financing with partners. Okay. Now, what does that mean? This is not saying that you have to do these deals yourself. You can get partners and let them show the cash and do the deal. Get the lender's guide to access the lenders that have these options. When you get the lender guide, you will have the opportunity to get our step-by-step financing guide. This is the detailed part of how this whole thing works. It's a bonus that if you join the Find and Fund community, you'll see that when you get into the lender guide. Use the guide, and in the community, we teach you how to get your first deal done. Here's a link to that guide. I put it in the chat as well so that you can join and get the guide. It's a small price to pay for the guide. You can use that with partners to get them to loan you money or get them to finance deals with you. That is just one of the strategies. Now, I want to say this clearly, but it doesn't hurt to put it into your arsenal and then use this to have these lenders on tap so that you can go to a partner. This guy will give you the tools to finance deals. Okay. Another thing you can do is hop on an investor readiness call. So we do these calls and you can see what you need to get started. It's a one-on-one call, or sometimes we do it in a group. On your assessment call, we will discuss your goals for real estate. What do you actually want to make and get done? We will discuss what is holding you back, and we will share you how to overcome it, because a lot of people have personal things that are holding them back. We'll discuss a personalized marketing strategy for you, and we'll talk about what makes sense for you in as far as marketing goes. Okay. We will discuss financing options and what does it mean to finance. These are some of the ways you can finance. Now I'm putting a link in the chat to set up a readiness call. Set it up, and then once you set up your call, just come back here and then type in scheduled. Let me know that you set up a call. Okay. We'll discuss your finance. I've worked with a lot of people helping them build budget based on where you're at, your situation, and how you can find success with this. Literally, listen, that's what I'm going to tell you. Because once you get past that first deal, you're going to have the money. Your credit is okay because you can pay off whatever little debts you have and then start growing from there. You don't have to pay them all off, but you can pay them down and it'll increase your credit. This is a path to wealth. Let me show you what these deals look like, because some of you haven't been here before. You're going to want to see, well, what does a deal like this look like? How do we buy with no bank financing? So we found high profit deals, the exact way we're going to show you in the community and things like that. We found leads, then negotiated great deals. We purchased some properties with no upfront cash. We did not fix up the properties before we sold. So the properties that you're seeing in these videos, these are how the properties look when we bought them and how they look when we sold them. We sold to anyone and everyone, including tenants. We did not have a buyer's list. We don't need a buyer's list. You can see the profits that we did on some of these. In our first year, we did 807. The properties were worth. That is what we made, would actually hit our bank account. And you can see these numbers. How much would it? How many deals would it take if you did $46,000 on a deal or $66,000 on a deal? How many would you need to be in a better financial position? You could do 3 or 4 and be in a 6-figure, profit. You can do 10 and be at a 7-figure profit. So these are real possible opportunities. What the deals like when we bought them. It's not about the house. Selling to turn a profit is a good strategy. But you don't need to rent properties out right now. You don't need to deal with contractors and fix them up. That's what I'm trying to explain. These are how the properties look when we bought them. There are more, and don't say in my area you won't find stuff like that. Even this, when you see the roof needed some work, and we still turned a profit on it without doing the roof. Okay. Now, if you want help getting your first high profit real estate deal, like I said, I put a link in the chat call. We can talk to you about what you need to do. We can talk about a personalized plan. I'm also putting a link to the investor guide. This is the link. The longer link is the investor guide. If you want to pick that up, like I said, you don't need that, but it'll definitely help with putting together investors and going to them saying, hey, I've got a lender we can use and do this deal. In the investor readiness call, we'll discuss your strengths and how to overcome your weaknesses. We'll have a real call. Here's the link in case you need it, the QuickTurnRE.com. I look forward to talking with you and working with you. Now, do you all have any other questions for me before I get off this call? Because we went a little bit long, but I wanted to really wanted you to understand these. Did all of this make sense to you? And does this sound like it would work for you? Or is somebody sitting on this call thinking that wouldn't work for me? I couldn't do any of that stuff. So let me know if you got questions. I'll for and answer questions, or talk any questions for me. Okay, makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's not hard. It's most people struggle with, they need this big strategy with all this stuff. You don't need all of that. You need a very simple, easy to lay out strategy that you can actually do. This is just a small fraction of what we teach working with us and how we do our business. Our business makes great sense, and we have people that work with us that make great money, and they've been able to leave corporate jobs. They've been able to replace their income. They've been able to put kids through college. I was able to put my kids through college. I have 4 kids. 3 of them have been through college on this program, on what, with us paying for it, following this exact strategy. It does not have to be more complicated. This makes sense. It makes sense across the board, and it's not hard. Okay. So I want you all to make sure you understand what this is and what you're getting into, because it's an easy to follow process. I didn't tell you anything that was too complicated. All right, guys. I hope that makes sense for you guys. I hope you signed up for a readiness call. I hope you got the lender guide. If you want it, you don't have to get that. Deanna, good. I'm glad you got something. Hopefully this helps you more about this. And as always, guys, I wish you all the best. Have a great. You will be able to get an email with the replay, or you'll be able to check on the QuickTurn Facebook group. If you are not a member of our QuickTurn Facebook group, I suggest you join now, because we are going to do some exciting things going into the summer. So it's going to be great information. No problem, Joanne. I'm glad you liked it. This is going to be great information for you. And we're going to talk about this in more detail in our community. And if you do the one-on-one training, we'll talk about that as well. All right, guys. I wish you the best. Have a great night. You'll get the replay tomorrow. If you're coming in late, don't worry about it. You didn't miss anything other than some great information and how to do some deals without money. So we'll get you going. All right. Wish you the best. Sign up. I'm going to put the links up one more time. This is the readiness call link. Set that up. There's no charge for that. And then let me give you the lender guide link if you want the lender guide. So if you need help, set up a call. Oop, I just put this to one person. Let me put them again. This is the readiness guide, the investor. This is the investor lender guide. And then let me put the lender, the phone, the readiness call if you want to say, okay, this is the readiness call. So either one, set one up or get both of them, whatever works for you. And I will help you. We'll get you guys to making some money, doing some deals, and most importantly, changing your financial future. It is my specialty, and I love what I do, and I'm blessed to be able to do this every day of the week, and I love it. Okay? All right, guys. Wish you the best. Have a great night, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye. Happy hunting.